What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Opening some Digimon product again. This time we're opening BT08 New Awakening. For those of you who haven't seen my previous video, I've been out the game for a while, so getting back into it and then starting to open product from previous sets just to get caught up. There will be some sets I'm skipping. BT10 might be one, BT11, most of the other EXs. Most of the times I'm just trying to open boxes just to make some decks and get the cards I need, since trying to acquire some singles up here is a little bit tough. So hope you guys enjoy the video and let's see what we get. I know there's Imperialdramon support. That's pretty much why I bought this box. For those of you who have seen my last video, I was able to pull the one card I need. Granted, might not be even worth paying that much for a booster box just to get the one card, but hey, we got the card. All that matters to me. So let's take a look. BT8. Let me know how the lighting is. I know I still have my ring light going. That's something I'll be fixing for future videos. And let me know. What else should I open? The only things is I probably won't be opening any Magic the Gathering on this channel or Yu-Gi-Oh! But with the new Lorcana game coming out, I'm hoping to be able to acquire some booster boxes to open those. Right now, it's like a scalp fest. I was lucky to be able to buy some starter decks for MSRP. So when October comes around, hopefully prices aren't that crazy. So box toppers are Imperialdramon 0 and a TK Takashi. Let me know in the comments, what kind of card games do you guys play, and do you have fun playing them, and what kind of decks do you play? Let's get started. Same thing as usual. We'll be sleeving our cards on our Dragon Shield gold mats, running it back with the gold. For those of you who have seen my last video, I did mention that there was a card game that I played that I was relatively competitive in. I wouldn't say I was good at it, but I did spend a lot of time actually going to tournaments and stuff, and the hint I gave was the game is named after a magic card in the blue color, and if you guys happen to know, the game was called Force of Will. It's a pretty obscure game. Didn't have much traction up here in Canada. I mean, only a handful of stores I know carry it. And right off the bat, wow, Imperialdramon Paladin mode. Look at that. Let's see if I can show without the ring light glare. Looks amazing. Let me know what you guys think of the video quality too. I do need to find a proper video recording software. I am currently using just OBS to record. Still very amateurish when it comes to recording videos. If you guys have any sorry, software that you think is good for recording videos, let me know. Captain Hookmon we have here, Skullmiramon, Greymon. I believe the X-Antibody cards are in this set, like Ryudamon and Oriumon. Huge X-Antibody fan. I actually made a X-Antibody set deck back in BT7. Granted, I never really played it because from what I've been told, it doesn't really get better until it hits BT10, and for that I kind of agree. pretty much most of my BT, not my BT, my X antibody deck is done. I just need to get the Alphamon from BT13. Ooh, Miss Memory Boost. I heard this was a really good card. Yeah, the Alphamons from BT13s, and then the regular cards, the Oryumons and the Ryudomons. And then my deck's pretty much complete. I was lucky enough to be able to find 2 copies of Alphamon or Yukin. So, just trying to get the rest of the cards I need. Ooh, Giga Death. I heard that's really good for Imperialdramon. And then we have Lightramon. But yeah, sorry for going off on the tangent. Playing Force of Will. Yeah, that was the card game that I met a really good friend during that time. Plays Digimon still, and funny enough, he's the one that got me into Digimon, actually. Shout out to you, Nick. But playing Force of Will, just like I mentioned before, huge fan of control decks. Played Zero Death and Taxes for you Force of Will fans. But the game slowly died away from what I've been seeing, and every once in a while I'll keep up with the game itself just to see how it's doing. But from what I see, I don't know if it's gonna last any longer. It's just like the art style is just different, you know? But during the time that it was fairly popular, I had a lot of fun playing it. I remember traveling all the way to Montreal to play in a tournament. And, you know, I have a really good friend. His name is Derek, and we would always play test decks. I would always be able to... Ooh, Psychmon. I would always be able to make the decks based on the meta just so we can play test them. I would pilot them as best of my abilities, and we would test it against the decks he would want to play. And I remember we play tested so much, and we finally decided to drive all the way to Montreal to enter the tournament. And we were driving there. I think this was in March. We figured, you know, living in Ontario, the snow's already gone. We ended up driving, and then partway going through Montreal, we hit a huge snowstorm. Like, huge. And I didn't have my winters on. A 5-hour drive ended up being close to, like, I think like a 10 or 11-hour drive, just because it was just so slippery, the roads, and then we were stuck behind some plows just to try to clear the roads. It was a nightmare. And then by the time we got there, here we go, Oryumon. Believe I need 2 more copies of this for my deck. I think some people play 3 copies. I've seen some people play 4. So depending on how many I get from this booster box, I'll just play around with the ratios. But yeah, that drive to Montreal, while it was fun, it was just like me, Derek, Nick, and then a couple of our other friends. And we finally made it to our Airbnb. Everyone was tired, and I was the only one that didn't have a deck to enter for the tournament. I was just torn on what I wanted to play, just because I know that in most metas, the control decks don't do that well. And in Force of Will, I know aggro decks tend to win a lot. So me and my buddies ended up just play testing all night just to build a deck. And I think we ended up just on a a red, yellow, I think a splash of green, and I don't remember the J ruler. But yeah, that was just a concoction. So spent all night up until probably like 4 a.m. just playtesting, building decks, theory crafting, you know, something that's off meta that might be able to catch some people off guard. And when we entered the tournament, we got paired, and funny enough, my first opponent that I got paired with was in fact my friend Derek. And we all had a good laugh about it just because, you know, we were told that when you go pair up with people, when you submit your information, they try not to pair you up with anyone that's probably like from your area, just to prevent, like, you know, easy wins, easy draws, you know, people taking losses just to, you know, let their friend advance forward. So we found it hilarious that, you know, driving so far and driving so long just to end up paired up against each other in the first round. That was hilarious. The deck I made didn't do too well, to be honest with you. Just like with any other control deck, just hard to keep up with tempo, especially when you're playing Force of Will and you always have to tap your J rulers to place stones. Those are like equivalent to like mana, you know? So you have to keep tapping your J ruler. Yuji's a really good card. I'm gonna need him for my X antibody deck. But yeah, for me, Force of Will was really the only game I actually spent a lot of time playing. And to be honest, I don't regret any of it. Got to meet a lot of good people. Kept the local scene going for a while. But just like with a lot of card games, Rapidmon. I heard this is a really good card. Let's see and get it good. It's just hard to keep games going when there's just not enough support. Like comparing to how the Americans, just with this one, comparing how the Americans have their regionals, locals, and like products, it's just hard to keep up. Even like, I know even for some events that we have up here, we have like some Americans that would come up and they would just wipe house just because they're just able to get product, and they're always able to build like their meta decks. We'd only have like, you know, one or two friends that would be able to just drop boku dollars on this game just to be able to build the decks they need. Yeah, just like usual, once we've seen enough, the packs will be opened up a lot sooner, just so we can get to the back. See what good cards we can get. Maybe I was wrong, but I could have sworn the Ryudamons from BT8, because I opened up a BT9 off on my own, and I don't remember. Oh, there he is, Ryudamon. Speak of the devil. And then we have, okay, Shakumon. I heard this card is pretty good in the armor decks. It's interesting. I actually did not know Ryudamon was a rare. This is really interesting. Hopefully I can pull 3 more copies because I need a full pay set. Master Tyrannomon, Kakimon, Psychmon. I heard Psychmon's a pretty good floodgate card. Surfymon. Yeah, let me know in the comments. What card games do you play? Do you play Digimon? If so, what deck do you play in Digimon? And what are your thoughts on the current state of the game? I know fellow YouTubers are doing videos on how the Ultimate Cups are being organized and how, you know, Bandai's is doing online only events. And I always wonder if they're stretching themselves thin, given the fact that they also have the One Piece trading card game. And I know they have the Dragon Ball trading card game. That, I don't know if that's doing well, to be honest. It's so hard to see if there's coverage for that game. Just because I don't think there's not many people that actually, like, cover it. They're just... I don't think Bandai just supports that game enough. And, you know, that's pretty much how card games die, when you don't have the support of the companies that make these card games. Patamon, Ultimate Brachiomon, Miss Memory Boost, Lightning Blade, Betelgabamon, Cherubimon, Kogamon, Cyclomon, Banchomamemon, and we have Malomayorosmon as the super rare. The one thing I will say about Digimon, I don't really follow the One Piece card game as that much, but from what I've seen in the Dragon Ball trading card game, is that a lot of the cards really just look like they're just screen caps of, you know, the Dragon Ball TV show, and I almost quite sure a lot of the cards, I don't know if anyone in here has ever played Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle, but I swear, I think a lot of the cards are taken from that game as well. And I also think it's also taken from, what is it, Dragon Ball Heroes? Whatever that kind of trading card game is that they have in Japan. And that kind of turned me off a bit. And I also find it, maybe it's just me, but the game mechanics for that was a little bit off for me as well. Ooh, we got something here. Whoa, look at that. I think this is the alternate art, right? Imperialdramon Palladium mode. Hopefully I can get like give you a good look of this. Look at that. But just as I was saying, you know, getting back into artwork, I think Bandai's knocked it out of the park for artwork for Digimon. Like, they stepped it up, to be honest with you. Just to be able to, like, design cards, you know, obviously you might have some cards that I believe are from the show itself, but a lot of these cards just look amazing, especially when it comes down to the alternate arts. Skullmiramon, Hookmon, Kilomon, Soulmon. Hey, I actually forgot I needed this too. Davis and Ken Ichiochi. Just to have them in my Imperialdramon deck. I'll be honest with you, I am getting a little bit nervous opening that many. Let's see how many packs we have left. We have 2, 4, 6 packs, including this one. 7 packs, and we've only pulled 1 Ryudamon. Really curious if I can at least hit like maybe 2 more, and then maybe I can scrounge around to buy the 4th one just to complete my deck. Hopefully RNG blesses me just like how it blessed me with the Paladin modes. Sylphimon and ooh, Chimeramon. I don't remember. This is the good one, right? Or was it BT7 that had the good Chimeramon? I don't remember. We go Candlemon, Thundermon, Snow Agumon, Kakuamon, Psychmon, Surfymon, Armored Texture, TK Takahashi, Marsmon. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. Frost Velgramon, and then we have Magnamon. All right. In my BT9, I was hoping to be able to pull another Alphamon or Yukin, but instead I think I pulled a Magnamon X Antibody alternate art and a Agumon X Antibody alternate art. As much as I was happy with getting the Agumon. I was really hoping to hit that or Yukin just so I can have 3 of them for my deck, but sadly that's how RNG is. Dinohuman, Rasenmon Fury Mode, Greymon, another Davis and Ken, which I love, and Ophanimon Fall Down Mode. I forgot she was in this set. This is great, you know. Thinking about building a hybrid deck as well. Great card to have for my hybrid deck. Down to our last 4 packs, guys. Really need your blessing just to get the Ryudamons. I'd be happy if I can even get a second one at this point. Soulmon, Siarumon, Zaster Blaster, Akilamon, Karatenmon, Senbon Dokkan, Crimson Blaze, Kari Kamiya, Samadhi Santi, Hiro Amankawa, and then a Metal Greymon. I'm also shocked I only have 1 Yuji. Ultimate Brachiomon, Fangmon, Hookmon, Gazimon, Ginryumon, Snow Agumon, Candlemon, Kyokyomon, Vmon, Cherubimon, another hero, and we have Zuchiaomon. I think that's how you would say it. Alrighty, down to our last 2 packs. Pissmon, Frozomon, Catch Mamemon, Fire Rockets, Kilomon, Captain Hookmon, Exermon. Sorry. Armadillomon. Oops. Skipped a Hyarimon. Digimon. And we get a Yukio. Alright, last pack. And only one Ryudomon. Kakimon, Master Tyrannomon, Spinomon, Gazimon, Fangmon, Top Gun, Disaster Blaster, Dino Human, Freemon, Razamon Free Mode, Gammamon, and ended off with a Dark Gaia Force. Alrighty, let's go through the rest. So, just a little recap. Zuchaomon, I think that's how you say it. Zuchao. Fannyman Fall Down Mode. Magnadramon. Chimeramon. Malomyotismon. Rapidmon. We got our alternate art. Imperialdramon. Paladin, sorry for the glare. Look at that. And then our regular Imperialdramon Paladin mode. And then this is just interesting, you know? Like, look at the spread. Only one UG and then like all these other tamers. It's insane. And then of course our last super rare, Oriomon. So guys, just like usual, let me know what you think of the video. What improvements can I make? You know, always love feedback. Always want to make the content I have better, just to make it more enjoyable for everyone who's watching. I know sometimes my voice can be a little bit monotonous, and I did watch the previous videos, used a lot of filler words like ums and uhs. Hopefully I've cut that down, and yeah, thank you for watching. See you guys next time.